Number 3 says, "Is this y'all's queens?" Oh, well, this gonna piss people off here. Is this y'all's queens? Is this who y'all say we should protect?
This is Zuli. I know this is Zuli. He's so crazy. He's so crazy, man. Oh gosh, man.
Here's the funny part. Not Ozuli.
Really? Wow, wow. Forgive me, Zuli. Forgive me, brother. I thought this is you. This had you all over it, but I apologize.
This comes with 2 attachments. I'll play the first one now, and then we'll discuss. And then I'll play the second one, and we'll discuss both.
When I call your phone, answer.
My mom's friend that I have a crush on her, and then
Right,
this
so
happened.
when I'm done, tell her to come in. Hi.
When I call your phone, answer.
I did answer, and don't bad me a little boy. Have manners. Stay in the alien. Where you want, where?
All right, so I'm gonna just keep it a buck with you. I'm gonna keep it straight up. I know you're my mom's friend, coworker, best friend, whatever y'all is. For me, I like you, and I want to take us a step further.
Us? They can never be us. When we could be your mother. Your mother is my friend. We can't do that. You mad?
What does that have to do with me?
Look, boy, you can't manage me, Wayne.
Listen, I can show you a lot.
Which is what? Buy me jerk chicken and peppers?
I mean, you Jamaican, right? We could go on a little jerk chicken date. That's how true it is.
Wait, I could cook jerk chicken at my house and feed you, make you burp. Remember that.
I mean, that don't sound bad at all.
Wait, I can't deal with you. Your mother is my friend. And you can't manage big woman.
Listen.
I could have hurt you.
Remember Tavia, my mom's best friend?
Yeah, I know Tavia. She always pick you up from practice.
You need to call that kid to hook you up with some Wi-Fi, man.
Apparently, and I'm on a wired connection. I don't understand why this happens. So it's buffering. Damn it. This shouldn't be the case. Let me see if I pause my VPN, if that would. We having no problems with internet right now.
Can we still comment while we wait?
Yes, comment.
No, don't comment yet. No, I want to hear your Caribbean rant anyway.
I like his arrogance though. I like his arrogance. I like his humor.
Bruh, spitting. I ain't gonna hold.
I told my mom's friend that I have a crush on her, and then this happened.
When I'm done, tell her to come in. Hi.
When I call your phone, answer.
Jesus Christ. So you're telling us all the time them Tavia come pick you up from practice. You and Tavia did that do things?
Of course.
Oh, no. I never see myself when I look like maybe if I look, you can take a look at drink and beer things, but right now I'm someday where me I think about it where me and you can't do nothing, man.
Listen, Cash is your name, right?
Yes, my name is Cash, and you know that too.
All right, listen, Cash. How about you come over next week? My mom leaving to go out of town for me, so me and you have some alone time.
Meeting about it.
You look good for me, and I do like the big. I can handle you. I can handle a lot for me.
You can't angle me.
How you know that?
Me can angle you. That may I make you know. You can't angle me. But when I don't want to talk about this right about now. You remember Edda wife. I don't know. I forgot to tell your mother this. I forgot to tell her.
My mom not gonna find out.
Oh, she's not gonna find out. Anything I doubt must come alight.
Yeah, but not now. That's later on in the future. Yeah.
And when it comes out in the future, I meet like a clot. So I need to tell your mother say you like me from now.
I'm not gonna lie, Cash. You talking too much.
When me beat you, me a old woman for here.
I would love that.
Later. I don't have time for this.
I love your accent. It's so cute.
All right, little boy. Here you go.
So you gonna come over next week?
I have to come over next week. I have to see him. Remember, me and Carrie mother go to the airport.
And you're gonna come over after.
I'll think about it.
So, like I said, this came with 2 attachments. Let me play the second one. Hopefully it doesn't buffer on us this time.
This dude I
Alright, so I need you to call it. If you used to get pregnant right now, who the first person you calling?
this dude I be
Alright, so I need you to call him and tell him you're pregnant just to see what he gonna say.
all right.
Yo.
Hello?
Yo.
Yeah, hello?
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yo, what the you doing?
I'm outside right now, but I have to tell you something.
What's up?
My period is delayed, so like
Nigga, what?
I'm pregnant. I took a pregnancy test this morning.
Oh, for who, me? Are you
Yeah.
crazy?
Yeah.
Are you stupid, nigga?
The you mean am I stupid? You the only one I'm
No, I'm not. No,
Yes,
I'm not.
you are.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Yes, you are, bro. This is your kid, and we're having the baby. We're having the baby, and that's that.
No, you don't have to take care of that kid.
No, we're both taking care of that kid. I will put you on child support.
Whatever Tyrone, nigga, you gonna have to take care
Bro,
of that
you're
kid.
the only one I That's what you're not getting.
No. I always back out when get
No,
chest. I don't do that.
don't. You got it inside of me. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
Never that. I am not. I'm 50 old. Back out method. Always green. Are you crazy?
Bro, we're having this baby. We're having this baby.
I always knew you was fucking mad. Niggas,
I'm going to call your mother. I'm going to pull up to your school and tell her.
What the
I'm going to tell her.
You come here, you not leaving.
What do you mean I'm not leaving?
You not leaving the same.
What do you mean I'm not leaving
Nigga,
safe? I'm calling your mother.
Stop calling
I'm calling your mother, and we're having the baby, and that's that. It's no fight about it. We're having this baby.
No, stop. No, nigga. Yo, bro, go the other nigga.
But what other niggas? You the only one I'm like.
On your back of your chest.
No, bro, you and me. Bro, what do you mean? Like, bro, we're having the baby, and I'm about to call your mother. I'm about to tell her about all of this. And it's no backing out now. You know what you was doing. Now you about to have this baby. We're about to be grown and have it. And you going to take care of this child, or else I'm putting you on child support.
Oh, he hung up. Oh, no, you gotta call him back. I'm not even gonna lie.
Bro, you bum ass. Stop. Don't ever bang it on my face like that again.
Yo. I ain't gonna lie. You keep calling my phone. I'm gonna have
Because
my
this is your child, and we're having it. That's why I'm calling your.
That's not
What do
me.
you mean? You're the only one I'm what you not understanding.
Bro, you can fight?
Yes, I could fight, but I'm not fighting while pregnant with your child.
No. We hopping, no, kid. Stop jacking that, bro.
What do you mean stop jacking that? It's the truth.
No, it's not me.
I'm calling my brothers outside for you. That's it. That's all. Since you don't want to take care of the baby. No, I'm calling them outside. I'm giving them the drop, and you're gonna get beat up. You keep talking like that. When you get beat up by tonight, I don't want to hear nothing.
This is what you gonna do, right? You gonna apply for welfare. You gonna apply for
Bro,
housing.
no, you're going. I'm gonna put.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad that one was over. I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of glad that one was over. Yeah. Here's the thing, too. I want to make this very clear, too. While I believe in shaming, for sure, I don't ever want to come across personally like a Tommy Sotomayor type, because that's not my get down. I'm not here showing out for white people. I'm here. We're here to have these discussions to show the behaviors that need to be avoided, need to be, put down in our community. That second, I'm not sure how the first and second video quite related, but that second one, I'm kind of pissed off at the guy on the phone a little bit. If you're sleeping with a woman, you're supposed to take that in stride and have a conversation and figure some shit out, So shame goes to him in that call. The first one, shame goes to this big grown woman entertaining this conversation. But I'll get off my soapbox. I'll throw it to Black Steel. Let's talk about Black Steel first.
Well, for the first one, I always say if you can make her laugh at your jokes, she can moan at your strokes. So, but 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 I believe both those videos are staged. I do, especially the second one. But it does. I will say this though, there has long been a situation where young boys are preyed upon by older women. So we talk about sexual abuse in the black community, but we never really talk about the way it goes as older women sleeping with younger men. I think that happens quite a bit, and many people don't even look at it as abuse. They'll say, "Oh, the young man was lucky." Whenever you hear about these teachers sleeping with kids, you always hear, "Oh, the teacher had sex," or "the teacher had an orgy," but you never hear them say the teacher raped a child. When a child's under a certain age, especially 12, 13, 14, that's not sex. That we totally understand that. Um, when we talk about men preying on younger women. But sometimes, when it comes to these situations, now I don't know how old that boy was. He could have been a young 18. He might have been trying to shoot a shot. He's playing with danger because Jamaican women, they can be a little feisty. I wouldn't recommend him, if I was him. But take his life into his hands. Shout out to my Jamaican friends. But the second one was just despicable. Uh, I'm pretty sure it's a skit. This dude was ready, like KW Don said, as far as, he's afraid of a pregnancy. I'm sorry, like Buana said, he's afraid to fight, afraid of a pregnancy call, but, he ready to fight another dude. And it's, like you said, when you have sex, it's always a possibility. And a lot of men don't realize that when you're sleeping with a woman and there's pre-cum, there's sperm in the pre-cum. So even if you don't ejaculate in the woman, you put it in and there's, you got the pre-cum, there's still sperm in that. You could very well get a woman pregnant off of just that alone. So, you know, it's tomfoolery. It's the word I'm looking for. But yeah, the boy, yeah, that man needs his ass beat. But again, I think it's staged. But many men do have that type of reaction, as if they're surprised that one thing leads to another. I don't understand why. What was the one football player who killed his baby mom, although the child survived? He was in prison for all those years, trying to hide him in the
Caruth.
cops. Caruth, yeah, exactly, Caruth. I think that the mindset is produces a Ray Caruth. You know, uh, if you don't want to have kids, get snipped, bro. I mean, that's really what it is. Because no 100% way condoms break. You know, so if you're shooting up the club, you got to expect some repercussions. So I'll leave it there. It could be a skit, but either way, I think it does speak about how some people avoid um, things like this. But I do think that we look at these individuals and it exemplify the worst in our community when I think that we don't highlight the best in our community. So I'll leave it there. Thank you.
Now, thanks for that, Black Steel. In the second skit or instance, the guy on the phone was mentioning all the other dudes he's sleeping with. So maybe that's for the streets part of it, because he was telling the young lady, now you better go check, whoever else. I think he even used a joke called Tyrone on them. You know what I mean? But again, this is one of those examples where you get the opportunity to show young men, hey, that's not how you handle that. I have children. When I was first told that they were pregnant, I had a level-headed conversation. I know what I did. So I had a level-headed conversation, and we move forward from there. That's how you have to handle that kind of thing. You mentioned Buana, so let's go to Buana next. Buana, what say you?
No, cool. I was an athlete in school. I was an athlete in school, so my body was pretty developed around my 17 and things of that nature. And I wouldn't have tried any of my mother's friends, but my teachers like was in their mid 20s. I would have tried them. As a matter of fact, well, let me don't go there. I'm just saying that a young man who have a little bit of arrogance and hubris, The women have to step in and say, no, this is irresponsible of me. I should not participate in that. Even though, look, and I'm gonna be honest because people be honesty is a high commodity within the black community because nobody want to be honest. There are women who are attracted to younger men, especially when their bodies are developed, you know. And I think that sometimes, just as there is uh, older men who are attracted to younger females, sometimes these things get out of hand. But I believe that adult people need to do adult things and be responsible. No, you shouldn't sleep with a man when he is a teenager, even though you might be sexually turned on and attracted to him. So she has a responsibility on. I put more responsibility on her end, even though she have her sexual curiosity is peaked. And this guy, he's arrogant. And she likes that shit. She likes that shit. You gotta cut that off and say, nah, I can't do that. He is a little child. He's thinking with his little brain right now. I cannot do that. I think that there are times in these kinds of moments where adult people need to hold on to the responsibility and do the adult thing. And I know that being in the Insta world where I need that immediate gratification, but the long term effects of that scenario is too great for you to risk. And I would just cut that off from the get. So I think she kind of looking kind of suspect right now, saying maybe and playing with the situation. You don't want to do that. Also, even in this scenario, it's abuse. It's abuse. It's sexual abuse. It's sexual abuse and exploitation. The boy, even though he's 17 and arrogant, he is a child. So that kind of conversation should factor in this situation as well. If she does cross that line, she is sexually abusing him. And these are some of the discussions that actually does not happen within our community because we like to give our mothers and the women in our lives uh, almost like a pope kind of situation where they can do nothing wrong. But we know what goes on. We know some women we had sex with who was much older than us. When we had our first sexual experiences, we know that some women. There was a woman who tried to pull me in a car when I was very young. That actually, in fact, happened. Sexual abuse happens from both sides. It's just not talked about from the other side because we have such high esteem for the women within our community. Well, now we're in an age where these conversations need to be had because nobody is above scrutiny. No gender is above scrutiny. That is absolutely wrong. That is absolute. And that you have a lot of hurt men out here who have been abused when they were very young, but they don't talk about it because the women in our community are above scrutiny. And if you say something, people jump all over you. That is wrong. These conversations need to be entertained. And I don't agree with the brothers who say that these people are above reproach. And that is absolutely wrong. Both genders commit acts sometimes that you have to really take a jaundiced view of, and the conversations need to be discussed. Or if you're pushing things under the rug, I'll leave that there. Into the next scenario with the lady, how you could this man he'll punch me out if I step on his clocks. He'll want to fight me if I do something with a piece of his clothing. But he is so afraid that the woman he actively was speaking with say, "Look, I having a baby," and he is running away. This is what you would do with your own legacy. You know you've been there. You know you deposit your DNA inside this lady, but you're gonna run away from your legacy that you bring on this planet. I think that we need to change the way we look at our personal actions. Yes, you don't want to be caught up with an 18-year responsibility because you didn't mean to do it. But now that the child is here, what you gonna do? Remove it from the planet? I don't know. Some of the brothers need to stop. You could be fearful and you could be afraid, but still walk forward. That's mannerly. How to deal with fear in that regard. We talk about going out in the blaze of glory all the time against our enemies. How about the responsibility of life and what it takes to be responsible for another life day after day after day after. That's a war in itself. Why don't we go fight that war? You don't go fight war, other kinds of wars. Fight the wars of life where you produce, create, and move and advance instead of just going on the blaze of glory. I don't know. I'll leave it there and let the other brothers go.
No, well said, one. I appreciate that. I would add too to what I said earlier about the second scenario about black men. That's not how you deal with it. Also, though, black women choose better. And again, nothing wrong in telling our people you gotta choose. If you have a guy that you given a grind to, and you call him and say, "Hey man, I think I'm pregnant," and he flips out like that, then you shouldn't be grinding that fella. Yourself to that man. So I just want to add that to what Juana was saying as well. In the chat, Marcus Gavia's the way is still out there. She says this reflects topic 1. If this is the interaction between black men / women, then what are relationships? The African woman turned into the pale beast. Women wearing yakis. I don't know what yakis is. Oh, it's wigs, I guess. And both situations dysfunctional. Real Black Gentleman, RBG says females have 17 odd types of contraception. Men have 3 or 4. Julie says, Buana disrespecting God. I didn't catch no disrespect, but whatever the case is. Trigger Happy 262 Plus says, choosing better has to develop into a culture, absolutely, that prepares a better pool of men and women to choose from. But for now, discernment has to be at its highest. Absolutely, Trigger Happy. That's what the second one really shows me. Choose better. And I'm not blaming the young lady, but I'm saying, hopefully in her life going forward, if that's a real scenario, you choose better, right? I mean, she's not pregnant. We know that's the prank. But after you talk to that guy concerning that prank of being pregnant, and that's how he carried on, yeah, move on. Lastly, Trigger Happy in the chat says, oftentimes the abortion question can be answered with better cultural organization. And abortion is especially used against African people. Well said. I don't think I spoke to Anthony on this yet. Anthony, what say you?
Yeah, yeah, man, that was something else right there. I think the second one. I talk about the second one first. I had a partner of mine, man, and we was like in our early 20s, man, like about 21. He about 21, 22. And he married this sister, man. This sister he met, they got married. Both of them was he was a little bit older. I think she was like about 18 or 19. But anyway, they had 4 children together. They had 4 children. Well, the marriage didn't last. I think they was married for probably about 5-6 years. And for some reason, I don't know who told him to do it. He took a DNA test and with none of the children his. Not none of them was his.
Damn.
Yeah, and he was paying child support for a long time.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean it was something else, man. But the first one,
fraternity fraud, brother.
Yeah, man. But the first one is the one I want to talk about. Like Buana was saying about, we was talking about it, and that's true. About an older woman, sometimes how older women are attracted to younger men, and how older men are attracted to younger women. But also we got to throw in that other dynamic about sometimes younger men are attracted to older women too. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm not talking about like a high school teacher or student or nothing like that. But this thing about it, Coco, when you was probably in college or whatever, say you was 19 or 20 and you seen this lady, Miss whatever her name is, Miss Smith, a grown woman, probably about 35, 36, and she was fine as hell. I mean, just fine, sophisticated, smart, intelligent, as opposed to the young girls who you run around with. You know what I'm saying? Girls who, who don't even, who didn't have it all together. You had this woman that got it all together. True. That's the thing, man. Because I remember when I was like 19, 20. I remember a lady who I was attracted to. Nothing never happened, but I was like, man, crazy about her. You know what I'm saying? She was one of my mom's friends too. And she said the same thing. I'm your mama friend. But I put that under, if you study long, you study wrong. Now you see, you know what I'm saying? She started off like saying everything right. But then when he came in at the end, somebody, what's your name, Cash, and all that stuff. I mean, like Black Steel say, if you can get her to laugh or agree with something, like, I mean, because remember, an older woman, I mean, she could be fine as hell, but she still got it in her mind, like, I could attract this younger dude. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know chicks who, I mean, like 42 years old, and they got boyfriends like 20, 21, 22, 25. That's kind of like a power thing for them. I mean, not all, some. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I mean, I think we gotta factor that in too, man, about the younger man, digging the older women. And then, sometimes you have some sisters who like older men, it probably won't last so long because but I think there's a thing, man. We gotta consider that too. Sometimes it's like, them young brothers be liking the older sisters. And I'll leave it at that, man. I get out.
No, I agree with you. Zuli said, ain't no young man attracted to a 45. That's not true, Zuli. In fact, Zuli, I could give Zuli an example that he and I both know. When we were young fellas, we was watching this woman who was at least 45 or whatever age she was. I'll just say her name is Mo, and I'll leave it at that. He knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, so that's not true. It depends on how young you're talking. Now, it's true when you're like, and in fact, that's not even true. If you're 17 and you see a 45-year-old and she's banging. It is what it is. It is what it is, Thank you for that, Anthony. Last but not least, let's hear from Oni on this one.
Oh, all right, yeah. So is this y'all quick? Yo, it's really crazy, man. Anyway, is this who y'all should protect? Yeah, so from the first video, I mean, the brother had game. I ain't gonna hold you. He had game, but this is also like there's a wider conversation. I'm starting to see it. I think that when you put your women in the workforce, right? And I know this is gonna sound, hyper patriarchally or whatever, but I want people to understand. I even finished. Oh, well, you mean it sound hyper patriarchy?
No. I know exactly where you're going. I agree with you. Go ahead.
But anyway, but what I'm saying is that when you put your women in the workforce, you are subjecting them. You're basically, putting them, and you're basically giving them over to the other men. You know what I mean? And that is, I want to, like, obviously you're not going to fix America. I mean, you could try, or maybe you possibly can, but what I'm saying is this: you want to go and build a community from the ground up, or not from the ground up, but whatever. You want to really critically analyze all aspects of your community and say, what do you want and what don't you want? And what happens is this: you put in these, like we talking about these teachers, right? You like, let's just be real, right? This society is very antisocial. Okay, just generally speaking, very antisocial. You get into adulthood, you suddenly don't have that many friends. You know what I mean? You don't really have that many people you could kick with. Most people, as they get older, they say, you know what, I got one or two good friends. Eventually, they're like, I ain't really got no good friends. You know what I'm saying? Well, maybe they do. I don't know. Me personally, I don't know. But I never really value friends, so it's all good. But what I'm saying is this: it's not that social. However, you're 25. Right? You can't be any 25-year-olds, but you teach at the school with a bunch of funny, physically fit 17-year-old boys, right? Who are all fawning over you. They think you're intelligent. They think you're wise. They think you're funny. They think you're clever. They think you got money. They think you whatever, right? You got all them little horny, but I was watching a Harsh Reality podcast. Them brothers is funny, right? But I watched Harsh Reality podcast, funny, like comical. But I'm watching them, and he's like, I think they were talking about the Nigerian guy, basketball player, basketball coach or something, who was messing with somebody else's wife, right? And the comment was, I think it was his brother. The comment was, why are you sending your woman around this 6 foot tall, this 6'8", muscular Nigerian man? You know what I'm saying? Like what? Like, and so here you have we are sending our young ladies, right, over to this workplace where a bunch of horny guys, and she's, she look good, but check this out, nobody's looking for her in real, or even if you are checking for her, like when are you checking for her? On the bus, on the train, like when are you checking for her? When she going drinking on the weekend, but you ain't really trying to be serious with the woman you're drinking with. So when are you checking for her? Whereas these boys every day, 8 hours a day, checking for her. Oh, ain't nobody gonna find out. Nobody gonna know. Nobody gonna know. Right? What I'm saying is that, I mean, obviously these women are sick, but it's again, when I say about the proximity, again, when I say about the proximity, you're putting your women in proximity to the competition, the adversary, or even the children, right? And I'm not saying women shouldn't be teaching. Obviously, teaching is one thing. Teaching is good, but you gotta, of course, at that age, the boys, you gotta now have, male teachers, black male teachers, all, not saying that there's no sick ass black men. Obviously there are, but I'm just saying, right? And obviously that ties in with the next thing where that dude was kind of, he was wilding. But it does go back into, well, one is this. Two, there's two things to it. One, there's not a lot of good options for black men or black women in America, particularly. That's why I tell people, I say, look, go to Africa. If you're trying to get a marriage, go to Africa. And I'm not just saying that because the law is against you, because the law is against you, but also because the quality of women that I've met in Africa are top tier, and the quality of women that I've met in America, and I'm not saying I've met all the best women in America, but just saying the women that I've come across, they I mean, some of them were good, obviously, but a lot of them not, and part of it is this working thing. But I'm gonna say this though, the woman had to choose better and the man had to choose better, but the woman especially has to choose better, because if this man is trying to kill you over something that could naturally happen from raw, unprotected sex, then you should not be trying to sleep with this man. Now, I think men have to step up their responsibility and say, look, if I'm really not trying to have a child, I should not be having raw, unprotected sex with women. Okay? I really should not even be having sex with women if I'm not really trying to procreate. Now, obviously, I know that everybody is having sex, everybody's whatever, but if you're really willing to kill a woman over that, then that's a problem. But here's the other problem. Why is this woman still talking to him? You understand?
Only,
yeah.
I just gotta pause you one quick second and say to everyone listening, this is the discussions that we're supposed to be having right here. This is balanced. This is not shitting on one demographic over the other, but it's balanced. This is what I'm talking about. You see, this young woman has a responsibility. That young man has a responsibility. This is the balance. This is what we're supposed to be doing when we are critiquing these circumstances. But instead, folks want to get all aggy over you saying something about a black woman. This is a balanced conversation. Continue on. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So what I'm saying was, It like you said, it goes both ways. But I mean, obviously, I think, and that's the thing about I think you mentioned before a long time ago, and even now that you can't keep choosing, the bottom of the barrel men. Now, the thing is, the trouble with this, though, I'll be honest, is she top of the barrel? And that's what we're coming across. Now, Black Steel says African women getting ran through by white dudes, it's all messed up. I didn't really see that. I didn't really see that in Africa. What I see is, well, I'll be honest with you, a lot of people are tricking. That's what it is. A lot of people are tricking in Africa, whether you're a white man or an African man or an African American, whatever. A lot of dudes are tricking. So yes, obviously, if dudes are tricking, dudes are dicking, right? But there weren't really that many white people in Africa. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not like I'm going to condemn, the population of Africa for the handful of white dudes who actually travel and get around. People, but like, yeah, if you like the white guys who go to Philippines, are we gonna say, oh, all Filipino women are giving it up to? No, we know there are prostitutes in Philippines who are giving it up to white men who show up in tourist areas. Obviously, you know what I mean. But that's like the tourist areas. If you go to tourist areas, but like most black women are not, living in tourist areas. So it's like I can't condemn her for that. But when I'm talking about with regard to the systemic relationship problems I've seen in America, I mean, I mean, like the women, like for instance, in America, we play games. Okay, like you could text a woman, damn well she's on her phone, she's next to her phone, and I do it too when I'm in America. Damn well she's next to her phone. She's not gonna reply for another hour or two. And you're not gonna reply neither. You're gonna hold it and pretend like you're busy too. But like the women in Africa, please, man, you don't type them for 1 day. Which one? Why are you so quiet? I mean, it's just a different. Like we don't have a lot of the crippling cultural issues. And actually, like I said, I think that people should just go. Like if you haven't been to Africa, you haven't dated in Africa, you got to go, because I'll tell you this: I learned a lot by going there. And I learned a lot about like even the I don't want to get too much deep. I mean, it's a little tangent. Forget it. But you guys know what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. I mean, it's not a question of whether you should protect these women. I mean, because obviously, I mean, I think if push comes to shove, you should. Only can have 2 hours. but like if push comes to shove, you obviously should protect women. But a part of the problem is, one, you have women who are, for the first example, you have women who are desperate and lonely a lot of times. And then two, you have, and then for the second example, you have women who are just choosing really bad men. And that's a problem too. That's one of the biggest problems. Like even when you're trying to form a team as a man, choosing the wrong men is going to cost you. That's it.
Amen to that. Amen, Ra. Does anyone else want to add some thoughts here? Last thoughts here?
Only one thing: tricking is universal. I just wanted to remind Udi, tricking is universal. It's just on the continent. It's universal.
Hey, Koku, I'm sorry.
Sure. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Hey, I just wanted to mention one thing. We was talking about when Bono was talking about the tourism. What did you say about the sex tourism? Was that it?
Yeah.
I mean, I was just looking at some last week. They was in the Gambia. It's real bad out there, man. It's real bad. I got all those white women coming to the Gambia. It made me think when you saw about the dread thing, the white women going to Jamaica.
Yeah.
Man. In the Gambia, man, they had. It's a documentary about it.
Oh man, hey Anthony, the brothers in the Gambia, they be building houses off of these white women who come over and
they get paid.
I'm telling you, man.
There'll be old white women too.
Yes, old white women. But if I could get a big money, man, I'm telling you, the money is transferable. For me, some people say it's a black market economy, but I see the monies that the women come to, even in the Caribbean with, in terms of trick money. They be tricking on a whole other level, brother. I gotta tell you. But that's a whole other conversation. I'll leave it alone.
Yeah, I just thought I'd throw that in. That's all. Good.
Appreciate that.
I'm sorry, Goku.
No, nothing to be sorry for here. I let everyone express themselves, man. Nothing to be sorry for here. Trigger Happy 262 Plus brought up this thing here that we talked about a couple months back. He said the West seems to bring about loneliness for some. And I remember Jose may not be in the chat anymore, but I remember Jose was saying how where he is in that part of the world, they're actually like making efforts, like the government is making efforts to kind of deal with it. There's a somewhat popular actress here in America, Hispanic broad. I forgot her name now. She's like 80 something or 90 now. And she was recently talking about this loneliness thing that she's been dealing with. And I'm glad to see some of y'all are talking about it. Like Black Steel in the chat says capitalism causes alienation. Afro Native World chips in and says, well, when you live a rugged individualistic life, and that's what the West kind of pushes that shit, where you always have to be striving, You have to go it alone and all this kind of thing. Those are some excellent points you guys added there. It's an excellent point. Trigger he says, "Yep, this is why for me we must urge Pan-Africanists to avoid Westernism when trying to revitalize Africa. Japan or Europe have low birth rates." Yeah. Let's go to Shooter Breeze number 4 for time's sake.